195 RV Passport here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a Keystone Ultralite, and in fact it is Keystone's #1 selling Ultralite. It's funny because there's a lot of #1s out there, and it makes sense because every RV is the best for a different reason. And that's why I put these videos together, to show you the areas that defines a Passport that makes it unique, or the things that it does that maybe something else in its competitive price point and bracket doesn't do. Like for instance, the awning here. This has an easy adjust awning. This is really cool. All it takes is 2 fingers. And you see that you can adjust that awning down, and you can put a pretty good pitch to it, so that if it's raining outside, not monsoon season, but if it's raining, you can get a nice rain runoff grade there, and both sides pitch, so you can make it adjust properly to your campsite. Then when you're done, just as easily goes right back up into place. You'll notice all the windows open for ventilation. You'll also notice they're UV tinted, like you can't really see in that window right now in a what I call working man's ultralite, a budget conscious ultralite but a reliable model. You typically get just flat glass with no tinting. That tinting not only gives you privacy, it helps control the heat from the sun in your camper. It also prevents sun fading of your furniture. Now this is something I love about Passports. Even though this is the smaller member of the family, the Passport Express, you see that it has a very wide baggage compartment here with very wide doors. So if you've got like the big folding chairs and whatnot, you can actually fit those in here. A lot of RVs I've seen have smaller baggage doors. Sometimes they'll put a big one on this side and a small one on that side. In a Passport, you can see that's not the case. Another thing I like down here is you get to really kind of get a good feel of how this is put together. You know, you see like all aluminum, you see welded aluminum, not bracketed. That makes a difference. You know, bracketed aluminum can wiggle. It just does. You can't help it. If the structure of this thing wiggles, you got a problem. You know, that's how you stress fasteners and windows and roof seams and whatnot. Cool thing Passport does here, and they're not the only ones. This is actually more and more common today. It's almost industry standard now. Not quite, so I'm still pointing it out. They move the propane tanks forward, and they allow for a double battery back there if you are so inclined. Keep in mind, interestingly, propane and batteries, those don't come with any new RV from the manufacturer, mostly because you wouldn't want to pay the cost of shipping hazmat across state lines. Moving back here, even though this is their smaller, more budget-conscious member of the Passport family, they're still including handy features like that power awning we saw, like the outside shower here, so that if you've been, say, fishing, or if the grandkids came over, you want to hose the turtle smell from the lake off them before they climb through your camper, you can do that here. Additional things you don't always find on the smaller series lightweights are things like the oversized downspouts right there. Those will help cut down on the black streaks that form on your camper pretty dramatically. And then it's just little end user things like this that I enjoy. Like they build in a nice little sewer hose holding unit right here. And it's not that that's a major deal, but it is nice to know that they're thinking of the end user. You know, it's located right next to your dump valves here. It's located right in the optimal location for this kind of thing. And, you know, it screws on tightly and secure, so you don't have to worry about any accidents going down the road. Again, all kinds of windows that open for ventilation. And in a small camper, more windows and more light is a big deal. In smaller campers, a larger percentage of things like your sidewalls are occupied by you know, refrigerators and cabinetry and whatnot, so windows are tough to put in small campers. They're easy to put in big ones. I do like to point out too, you have the largest awning you could possibly put on this camper. You couldn't ask for much more, and it's that kind of stuff you're going to use all the time. Other little things I point out, this does have an outside grill prep. Again, that's kind of an uncommon thing in this class, and as long as I'm down here, you know, it's not much to look at, but I do want to talk about the frame. You know, it's not a super fun thing to talk about, but it is important. Every single component of this RV rides on that frame. This uses a frame by BAL. It's a hook-bolted frame, basically. To put it in English, in terms you're familiar with, it's like an aircraft frame, basically. It's extremely light. It's a thinner material, but it's HSLA steel, high strength, low alloy. It's thinner, but stronger. Now, that frame costs a little more. That frame is about 15% more expensive on a Passport compared to a traditional I-beam frame that, oh man, just the vast majority of the industry uses, but it is superior. I do apologize. I forgot to charge my battery box last night, so I don't really have a lot of juice in this thing to run lights, and that's my fault. So, you know, one of those things where it can't hurt to visit our dealership and see it for yourself. But I'll do my best here. One of the cool things about the 195 is this is a Murphy bed model. This, during the day, you have a sofa, dinette, this is an awesome couples camper. I could not imagine a better little couples camper. I think it only weighs like, I don't know, like 3,600 pounds, something like that. I didn't check the weight on the tag as I went by. I'm striking out today. That's 2 right there. One more and I'm out. You know, this is a 19-foot no slide Supreme Ultralite. It's going to weigh in the neighborhood of 3,600 pounds at most. And what's cool is it gives you a bed, a sofa, and a dinette, and a full bathroom, and a full kitchen. Normally, you can't fit all that stuff into a 19-foot box, but the Murphy bed design that they have on here makes that all possible. I'll revisit this in a minute. I do want to point out, before the bed goes down, it's easier to see that we do have bed stands over here, so it is easier to get around. You know, you have a nice little charging station right there for all your devices and whatnot. Over here, we have extra large closets, and this is true on both sides of the RV. That is the bedspread down there, by the way, because the way the Murphy bed works on this one, you kind of need to put the bedspread on at night, but that's an easy throw type thing. The dinette over, oh, by the way, this interior decor is called Bayside. I want to point that out just so that you understand that not every single 195 we have is going to be outfitted in this specific fabric decor pattern. Sometimes we might have granite or rattan or some of the other options. This one happens to be Bayside. I don't tend to reshoot footage. I will tend to reshoot pictures if one comes in that looks different. So I do try to make our picture tours match the actual unit that we have in stock. Try to keep that in mind. The DVD system up here, this is AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth, that's standard. And that's what's cool about a Passport, is most anything you see in them is standard. By standardizing their construction, they can improve quality and reliability. Now, their TV here is built in on a swing arm mount, so you can make that face the living room. You can make it, technically, you could actually make it face the bathroom if you were so inclined. We also have a nice storage pocket back here for like DVDs and whatnot. Let me shed some light on the situation back there. Now, this closet right next to the entryway here, this is worth its weight in gold, because this is a convertible space. This can be a pantry, a wardrobe, a linen cabinet. This can be anything and everything you want. And the reason it can do that is because these shelves here are removable and adjustable, so you can make them whatever you need them to be. Now over here we have another extra large closet, and I love the fact that they could have made this a floor-to-ceiling closet, but it would have made the whole thing feel boxed in and small. Instead, they left this open with not just a window for light, but a ventilating window for cross breeze, and they left power outlets up here so that you can turn this into a handy little device charging station. And a big storage closet like this in any RV, let alone a little 19-footer, is amazing. That's what's really cool about this model. This is a 19-foot ultralight, but it has the space and storage and really floor plan features with that Murphy bed of something 23, 24 foot. And we also have a fifth wheel shower, not a travel trailer tub, and a 19-foot Murphy bed ultralight. It's pretty cool. That's a very cool feature. I'm going to hit on the kitchen here real quick before I pop open the Murphy bed. Extra large overhead cabinetry on both sides of the camper. And the easiest way to tell that is, let's see here. I've done this before, you've seen it. I call this like a dinner plate, and you can see how large this cabinet is compared to something like that. To give you a frame of reference, it is very big and deep in here. Now, notice too, they gave you the sink covers to kind of give you back some of the counter space that you lost, because they do have a double basin sink here, not a single bowl sink, which is what you tend to find in smaller lightweights. They also left you this big middle chunk of countertop here to do anything and everything with. In case you're wondering, yes, there is power outlets here in the kitchen to run your coffee makers and griddles and all of your handy appliances. Now, they have awesome storage going on. You know, they just put the biggest pocket they could down here. Well, once again, let me shed some light on that situation. Now, this is kind of cool. A lot of people ask me, why do they put drawers in a door like that? Remember how I said they standardized construction at Passport? This door and that door are all the same. This guy can build 3 doors the same way every single time. When you have repetition, you improve quality simply through repetition. Everything is a cookie cutter build in that sense. This guy, you know, they can save money and labor time by building the same door rather than building 3 or 4 different door sizes, and the end result is something that really just looks clean and works just as well as anything else. And this is really cool down here. This is extremely large, wide open storage space down here. So you know, bigger pots, pans, things like that, if you bring something like that with you, you are all set. So I've mentioned it a few times. Take a look at the whole Murphy bed set up here. This is kind of cool because it's 2 floor plans in one. And what's neat is I only have one hand to set this up, and that's all it takes. It's very, very simple. So we jackknife the sofa down. Now they put some bigger cushions on here, and I noticed you kind of got to tuck the cushions in, but it's really not that big a deal. Fold down the bed base. And then we just kind of grab the top mattress and pull it open, and you're done. Goes from a front sofa living room to a front walk-around bed with bedside outlets, and you're done. So this little 19-foot trailer has a queen bed, front sofa, dinette, a little bit of anything and everything you could ever imagine. That's what I like about this one. It's very, very multi-purpose. And then there's just the little detail things, like there's a little strut on this door, so the wind doesn't whip it open, doesn't cause it to smash against the side of the trailer. Now the other cool thing here is that leaves, that means the door doesn't cover up these power outlets. It's the little detail stuff like that that I like about Passports. But my very favorite fact about Passports, reliability. 2 years running. 2 years running. They are the lowest instance of warranty claims among our lineup. We have actually stopped carrying 2 brands since we started carrying Passport because of their reliability issues. Things are gonna have to massively change at Passport. They're gonna have to be super problematic for us to ever get rid of them. This is a brand that when we sell it, it stays in your driveway. It does not come back to ours, and that's what I like about it. It's simple, but man, is it effective. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, happy camping, everybody.